Пулю в лоб и в землю.
Понял тебя.
В чем дело?
What could be easier?
Всех в таз, залить цементом и в море.
In the USSR, firing squad was the only form of capital punishment in peacetime. However, until the collapse of that country, the firing squad system had not been worked out in detail, and the entire procedure could vary from republic to republic, or even from one place of execution to another. In addition, the death penalty procedure in the USSR was not public, and therefore there is little information about it, and the death penalty by firing squad is not a complicated process. Death by firing squad was usually carried out at night after midnight. The firing squad consisted of: the executioner was appointed on a voluntary compulsory basis, but candidates for this position were selected very carefully. The main criteria were a strong psyche and good shooting skills, ability to keep quiet, because the position of executioner was largely secret. On average, executioners worked in this position for 3 years. After that, the executioner received a promotion and an extraordinary rank. Each executioner had a deputy who periodically performed his duties, thus giving him the opportunity to take a break from such specific work. Characteristically, the position of deputy executioner was quite desirable for internal troops officers who had the necessary connections. The reason for this popularity is as follows. The deputy had the same privileges as the executioner, but he could not only fail to perform his direct duties while in office, but also not attend executions at all. As a result, he could receive the same career advancement, extraordinary rank, and so on. In the Caucasian republics, it was not uncommon for one executioner to have up to 10 deputies, whom often no one knew by sight. After the execution, the executioner was given 100 to 250 grams of alcohol. After completing the work, he was often given a day or two off, which did not help everyone. Often, people who carried out the death penalty after 3 to 5 executions experienced mental disorders. Supervising prosecutor. His task is to make sure that the person who is executed is the one who was sentenced to death. Prison warden. The chief medical examiner, whose duty was to certify death. A representative of the information center, whose task was to record the execution in the documents. The escort. The prisoner was taken out of his cell, usually a solitary confinement cell, and led to the execution room, which often had its own personal name. The execution chamber was often simply called the office. The walls and ceiling of the execution chamber were lined with thick rubber on the inside, which reduced the likelihood of bullet ricochets and provided some sound insulation. The room had a massive iron door with a small window. The technology of killing. Most often, prisoners sentenced to death did not know until the last minute that their time had come. The prisoner was led into a room and stood with his back to the door, which was then closed. The executioner shot through a small window in the door, aiming for the back of the head, below the left ear, which kills almost instantly. The main weapon used for the execution was a Nagant revolver. Due to the weak ammunition, a bullet fired from a Nagant revolver did not destroy the skull as much and was not prone to ricochet. For the same reason, TT pistols were not used, as their ammunition is known to have excessive power. In general, the effectiveness of execution by firing squad depends on the prisoner, who has no interest in resisting execution by trying to dodge a bullet in a 3x3 meter room, and on the accuracy of the executioner.